Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. We have got some exciting news today. But first off, I'm Alex. Forget to introduce myself if you've never been here before. I'm Alex. I'm with the Sandbox team. I help manage the Creator Fund, and I do artwork and game level design. So we are going to take a look at some Sandbox related news, and then we'll jump into the Game Maker and play around with some stuff in there, show you how to do some different things if you do have access to the alpha. And pretty soon it'll be available for everybody. The plan right now is sometime in August. All right. Hello, Clankers. Hello, Nada Niman. Hi, Miguel. Welcome. See some new names here. So, first news is the next presale was announced. So, presale 4 has been announced for August 4th at 1 p.m. GMT is when it starts. Now, if you've been paying attention to the past few presales, they went out in about 2 to 3 minutes, usually like under 5 minutes, but those were very small sales. There was not a lot of land available, so this is actually the biggest land sale yet. You can see the map here. This is in the northwest corner above where the previous sales have been. So you can see there's a few very large parcels, and there's these new portal icons which show a premium spot, and that goes a little bit into the transportation system, which we'll talk about soon. Hi, Dr. Dent. Hi, Merrick. So, the short of it all is the Sandbox will launch its fourth and final round of land presales at a 10% discount Tuesday, August 4th, 1 p.m. GMT. It'll be divided into multiple rounds lasting several months. Only the first round is announced for now. So it's going to be an extended presale, kind of like the moon sale was like every few days or weeks there was another one. But these will all be bigger than that. We are introducing premium lands that come with a set of 4 exclusive assets at prime locations, and there's going to be 4,536 lands for sale, including 1,134 premium lands. So you can check out all the details in this link. Hi, BDJ Sync. And I just put that link in the chat for you. So yeah, if we scroll down real quick, the premium lands, it's a premium location, which is located close to either a partner, an intellectual property, or a Sandbox estate. These locations are highly likely to attract more visitors thanks to partner visibility, as well as the transportation system, which we'll talk about next, and the recently introduced portals. Premium assets are a pre-assigned bundle of NFT assets that'll help you get started on creating games. For now, game creators have the possibility to add all assets to their creations. Premium assets will only be available to creators who own them. So the way marketplace stuff works right now is there's a whole bunch of assets that you can click a little plus icon and it'll add it to your library and you can use it for free. Even ones that you would buy, you can use for free. You just can't publish them to a game. So these premium assets will only be available if you own them. And it's 1 common, 1 rare, 1 epic, and 1 of 6 legendary. And legendaries, there's a very limited number of those. So I'm not sure. I guess there's going to be multiple legendaries. I'm not entirely sure how the rarity works on that, but you can see that there's Pink Tree, Grand Rex, Spaceship, and Monster Racer. So these legendaries will swap out for different ones depending on which land you pick. All right, and then there's all the details of the price breakdowns, volume discounts, all that fun stuff. So you can check that all out in the link. So the transportation system, I don't remember if we talked about this last stream. What day was that? What was it last week? So no, we wouldn't have talked about this last week because it was announced on Thursday and we streamed on Wednesday. So we talked about it a little bit on Saturday. So if you missed on Saturday, we talked about the transportation system, which basically and I'll put the link to this in the chat also. Basically, you'll be able to set a spawn point in your land, which is where you want players to start, and anybody coming into your land will start at that spawn point. Then you've got northwest, east, and south exits, which will take you to the adjacent land. And when you take that exit, it'll put you in the spawn point for that land. So we'll just imagine there's another one to the west here. You start at your spawn point, you work your way through, you get to the west exit, then you go to the spawn point of whatever that land is. So that allows more organic travel through the map, while still being able to say where a player starts in the game, because that's kind of important for making the flow of your game work. This will also mean that being closer to hub points, which are like where players enter the game initially, you'll get more traffic through your land, and that increases the value of those estates that are closer to the hubs. Then there will be portals, which can take you, I think they can take you to any other portal. Let me just double check. Well, there's a lot of information there, but there are portals that will allow you to quickly travel large distances across the map, and that'll work kind of as almost like a subway stop system. Hi, Eltor, welcome. Will there be public lands to walk on, since there will be portals on premium lands? So you'll be able to walk anywhere, pretty much. The premium aspect is for the buyer. So the fact that a land is premium means that the person who's buying it is paying for that premium land for that access to a portal and the higher valued location that it provides and the assets that they get out of it. So for a player, that it could be totally free to play on that land. All of the lands in the sandbox are up to the owners of that land, how they want to monetize it. So somebody could get like a 12 by 12 estate, one of those huge plots of lands. It's like worth $5,000. And they could make a big narrative story-based game where you progress through it in a certain order. And it would be something like, I don't know, like The Legend of Zelda or something, where you've got this huge area to explore. And they may want to charge a premium price to play that at all. So it might be, $20 or $30 or whatever to gain access to play that game. And that would be, kind of more traditional model of selling your game. They might get, and it's up to the person who makes that game how they want to monetize that. So they could choose that option. They could choose to make it a free-to-play game, and have it be totally free. They could have microtransactions in there where you can buy certain items that help you progress through the game. We're leaving that up to the creators of the games, how they want to make the experience of their game. So that's up to them and what they think the best business model is for their game, and what will get the most players, and what people will think will be the most fair. Of course, there's going to be, some balancing to that, where maybe they think they're not getting as many players because maybe their game's too expensive. So maybe they change the business model, and it's very easy to update and adjust things in the sandbox. So you'll be able to change how your model works if you need to. So lots of cool possibilities with that, and really brings the power to the game developer how they want to have their game work and what they think their players will enjoy. Eltor also asks, will there be a network of roads like Decentraland and CryptoVoxels? So no, there's not going to be roads. That's what this whole model is, where you go from one land to the adjacent land. So the developers will place, whatever their exit is, and that will bring you to the next one over on the map. And you, instead of just crossing the line into the next land, you'll spawn at whatever the point is in that land that is set up. So somebody coming from the east side here, when they cross the border, is going to jump over to the spawn point. And then the portals are a quick travel system from place to place. As far as I can tell, there's no road plan exactly. But you will have these hubs of portals, so you'll be able to jump from portal to portal to get closer to where you want to go. I'm pretty sure the portals will allow you to go to any other portal. I'm not positive on that. But anyway, you can read all the details in the link, which I just put in the chat. All right, and then the one last bit of news. Hi, Samuel Craft. Hello, Hiro Mio. Welcome. The last thing is there's a new VoxEdit design contest in the forum. So definitely check that out. Set up your forum account, and you'll be able to enter and vote on the contests. So this week's theme is giants. There's a brand new giant humanoid template, which I'll actually show you real quick here. So we've got the brand new giant template. So the standard height for a human, for the medium human or like a normal adult height, is about 2 meters, a little bit under 2 meters, which would put you right at the waist of this guy. The grid lines here are 1 meter sections. So if you carry that up, that's the waist of a normal human. That's the head of a normal human. Then we've got the large human, which comes up to about here in the middle of the chest. And now we've got the giant human, which is this huge lumbering guy. His walk animation's a little bit slowed down for those big thudding footsteps. We've got a giant Hulk smash, double fist slam on the ground here for his attack. And yeah, big, slow, giant. I mean, it's not really slow. It's just, it looks like that way when they're that big. Footsteps for the giant. So to enter the contest, you have to use the giant humanoid template. Those are the only entries that will be accepted. And there's some changes to the submission dates here, so keep an eye out for those. But you can submit up to July 27th. Voting is between the 28th and August 3rd. The first three first place winners, first, second, third place winners, they each get a land granted to them. And there's all the other rules and stuff. So I will also put that link in the chat. So lots of exciting stuff going on. New pre-sale coming up soon. Transportation system was announced. We've got a new contest going on. All fun and cool stuff. So I hope everybody, excuse me, whoa. I lost my voice there for a second. I hope everybody's been having a good week. Let's go ahead and get the contest started. Just a reminder, you do need to be on twitch.tv /the Sandbox game and go to that link that I just posted in the chat if you're not there already, and you will be able to enter the chat by typing in !fountain in the chat on Twitch, and that will enter you for a sand fountain NFT, which I'm running pretty low on those. I think I've got about 10 left now. So hopefully pretty soon we can get a new NFT minted. I'm thinking the wizard that we use for the Saturday streams would be a fun stream exclusive asset. Hi VoxEdit. Welcome back. And let's go ahead and get the game maker fired up. Hey Daniel, I see you there on YouTube. You do have to go to Twitch to enter the chat. So any !fountain that goes into YouTube or Periscope or Facebook will not work for the giveaway tool that we use. So I put a link in the chat. If you can click that twitch.tv /the Sandbox game, you'll be able to enter through Twitch if you are set up on Twitch. All right, so let's get in the game maker here. So, let's do something different. We had been working on all these maze traps. We did the swinging hammer. We did the dropping boulder. We did various things for the maze with the lava and stuff. Let's do something new and different. Let's play around with spawns and creating a little bit of an ecosystem. So one of the cool things with the tools already available in the sandbox is that they they kind of have this built-in ecosystem where you've got things that can spawn, you've got herbivores that can go after plants to eat them, you've got farmers that will go after the plants, you've got predators that will attack the farmers and the animals. So we've already got kind of these cool organic systems where things will grow and other things will go after them. So let's set up just a little farming simulator. So let's get our plants. And let's see, we've got, I could have sworn there was a wheat. Where'd it go? Well, we can use the tall grass. We'll use it as like young wheat. And we're gonna get a farmer. So let's look at our humanoids. Let's see who would make a good farmer here. This old guy looks like he could be a farmer. Hi, New Golden. This is the Sandbox Game Maker. So this is everything we do on these streams is for the Sandbox. So if you're familiar with the Sandbox before, there was a mobile game that came out, I think like 10 years ago. That was the original Sandbox, and there was the second one, the Sandbox Evolution. Those were mobile games. And then this is the new Sandbox is just called the Sandbox. You could call it the Sandbox 3D if you really wanted. And it is a 3D platform. The ones on iOS were 2D. And it's kind of like Roblox meets Minecraft and like just game creation stuff. So also like Decentraland, because all of this is blockchain based. So all the assets you can buy off of a marketplace. And let's get some grass here. And yeah, thank you. A link to the Game Maker Alpha Access was just put in the chat. So if you are interested in checking this out, you can sign up there. Initially, we're opening it up to landowners, and then I believe August is when we're planning on having a general release where everybody will be able to try it for free. So I think that's it that we need for blocks. Let's get some animals. We need some herbivores. So land. So if you missed the beginning of the stream, we were just talking about. There's the 4th land pre-sale is going to be happening August 4th. There should be a link if you go up to the top of the chat history. There is going to be. You do need to register for the pre-sale. If you miss any of the pre-sales, there's going to be a general sale when all of it's done and open. So there will still be more chances to buy land. We do frequent contests and giveaways for land also. And land is like server access where you can publish the game that you make. You get multiplayer support. You become part of the metaverse where other people can jump into your game from other games. You are free and able to monetize that however you like. So there's a lot of possibilities when you own some land. What am I I'm looking for animals. Why am I having a hard time finding animals? Because they're down there. Let's see. Let's get a deer and a wolf and let's get a spawner. I think they're called dens. Yeah, we got a deer den and a wolf den, and we just need something to spawn the other things. So let's we'll grab that and make that our spawner. We're not gonna actually see it, so. All right, so we've got our land, and oh, I think I saw a question. Clankersh asks, are we going to be able to have multiplayer games Example, 4 players. Yes, Clankirsch. The plan is to have up to 64 players, is actually what we're looking to do. So for each instance of a game being played, there should be up to 64 players available. There might be limitations put on that based on the size of a land estate or something. I'm not sure that it's really feasible to have 64 players running around on a map this size. That would be a lot of people in one place. That might happen. I don't know if there's any plans to limit it like that, but we do want up to 64 players because then you can do battle royale style games where you've got a huge multiplayer experience going on. So definitely have a lot of potential with that. So we're just gonna carve out a nice flat area to make our farm. And we're gonna put some rows of dirt. Hey, Pepe Healer, welcome back. So we're going to set up a spawner to release grass like this every once in a while. We don't want it to happen too often, because then they'll start to overlap each other. So the goal is that they're going to grow slower than they're getting picked. Because right now I don't have a way to sense that it's already been picked. So let's start with making the spawner. So we've got our guy there, and we're just gonna line it up to the grid. So we hold shift and it'll snap to the grid. And we're going to, we don't need collisions on it. And we're going to say it's an asset spawner. And we can set visibility to false because we don't need to see it. And we're going to have a trigger system set up for it. So we're going to say whenever it can sense spawn, it's going to spawn one of those overgrown grasses. And I think, yeah, we want the tall grass because it's a little thicker. All right, we don't need health on it. And we don't need to offset it because it's invisible and it has no collision, so it's okay that it just sits there. We're not going to be able to see it in the game at all. And we're going to put down 2 guys here. We're going to have one be a farmer, NPC farmer, and we'll have the other one be the avatar. And actually, we'll use somebody different for the avatar. We'll use we'll use her as the avatar. All right. Hey, RL. Welcome. Okay, so we got that. And let me just double check the settings here. So we don't need a Z offset. I don't think it should just spawn exactly where that one is. And then we need something to broadcast the message of spawn. So we're going to set up a moving platform that's actually going to be underground, and it's going to set off the spawns sporadically. So if we start it over here and we line it up to the grid, we're going to say it's a moving platform, or basic platform, same thing, no collisions. And let's see, this axis, if we take a look at the position, when we move it this way, it goes down. So it starts at 47 and it goes to 36, which is an 11. It's a negative 11 difference on the x-axis. So we type in negative 11. And we could probably, we'll leave the move speed as it is for now. And we want to get rid of that component there. And we're going to make an object, the child of it, and that's going to be our message broadcaster. So this one is going to not have collisions. It's going to be a message broadcaster, and it's going to say spawn, which is what we have this one set up to be waiting for. And we're going to move that broadcast range way down to just right around it. That way it doesn't affect this side at all. And we're going to set it to invisible. Get rid of that health. We're going to edit the logic. And the broadcast only on is set to false. So that way we can set up a delay where it turns on and off. And that way, as it moves across here, it's going to irregularly spawn new grass bits. So we are going to say, I think that 5 is good to start with. We'll see how quickly it grows, and we'll go from there. Hi, Jim Bastion. Welcome. Or welcome back, I should say. It's good to see you here. All right, so that looks good. So we want to put this one above it, like that. And we'll leave this slightly above the ground for now so we can actually observe it moving back and forth. This will be like our testing phase. So there's this one, then this one. We're actually going to change the name. So this is the trigger. And what's a good farming name? Cedar? I don't think that's the right word. I'll call it a spreader, because it's spreading the planting of the seeds back and forth. All right. So we want the trigger to be a child of the spreader. And we're going to move this down to the ground, just like that. And this way the trigger will overlap perfectly with that. All right, so now we just need to duplicate this one and line it up to the grid. So I'm just hitting Control D to keep duplicating these spawners. And they should be saving all of the settings. You can see it's keeping the spawn, visible, false. And we just keep putting them back there. And now we should see things start to grow. So actually with that delay being on, it'll probably grow a whole bunch in a row real quickly. But we'll take a look. We'll see how this turns out. So that starts moving. Yep, it starts spawning some. And I forgot to change the behavior on the grass. So all of the grass right now is actually alive. Like really alive, not more alive than regular grass. They do have collision on them. I don't think I can change that right now, so we'll see. We'll see what we can do with that. All right. So the first thing to fix is when I set it to spawn, I forgot to change the behavior name. So we want to change that from ground herbivore to plant, because otherwise it runs around on us. Let's see. What else can we fix? We can probably change the duration on the spawn, but we'll do that later. So let's get rid of all of these. Okay, but at least we know that our spawner works. So we duplicate that out. And then you can select more than one at a time and speed things up a little bit. There we go. All right, now let's set up our farmer to tend to his crops. So should line up we can make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to make his gathering zone 6 by 6. So that way he can get the entire crop area. And he's looking after anything that's a plant, which the plant behaviors when those spawn should say plant already. We'll leave his other settings the same for now. We might need to increase his gathering speed if we're making too many plants. So, he has nothing to do right now. There's no plants. Okay, but you can see that well, I thought he was going to go after the plants, but I guess not. Come on, do your job. There. Nope. Why is he not gathering his plants? It looks like he's going for them, but he's not actually doing it. So I have a feeling that maybe the plant tag is not triggering him. So let's see if we can fix that. Hi, Tyler. The Sandbox is a whole bunch of things, but basically put, it's a game creation platform. So there's a bunch of different parts to this. Right now we're in the game maker, so this is where we take the assets that we can get from the marketplace and we build a game out of them. There's also VoxEdit, which is the 3D modeling tool where we make things like these characters and this stuff. Everything in here was made in VoxEdit. And there's the marketplace, which is where you publish your stuff from VoxEdit. Not all of that is fully launched and available yet, but it's everything's kind of in beta or alpha right now. So eventually everybody will be able to buy stuff from the marketplace, put it in their library where they have all these different things you can get to build your games, and you'll be able to publish your games to a metaverse map where you can kind of join your neighbors. People will be able to travel from game to game in one giant map. So, let's see. There seems to be an issue with the farmer sensing the plants. So, tall grass. Let's see. Is this tall grass? Tall grass has the category of plant. Does it default to having a tag of plant? It does default to having the tag of plant. So, I'm not sure why the farmer's not picking it up. Elements to gather plant. Some links are getting posted in the chat for you there, Tyler, so you can check out more about the Sandbox and the Game Maker. Thanks, Tyler. I spend a lot of my time explaining what the Sandbox is, so I've kind of gotten it pretty succinct now. I don't really have like a script, but when you spend all day every day thinking about the Sandbox, you kind of know what you're talking about, unlike politicians. All right, so he's gathering plants. Oh, is it plant or plants? It should just be plant. Let's see. Yep, just plant. Okay, so he's probably going to try to go gather that. We can leave that there and see what he does with it. So he may need to have faster gather speed. Let's see here. His walk speed's okay. Gather speed. Let's increase his detection range. We're not going to be attacking him, so we don't need to worry about health or fleeing. At least not yet. What system would I recommend for running it? Better than what I have. I mean, it works okay. When I'm trying to stream this, sometimes if I've got a lot of things going on, it's a little much for my computer to handle. Mine's what you would call a mid-tier gaming rig from like 3 years ago. So I've got a 1050 Ti, GTX 1050 Ti, and a AMD 6300 or FX 6300 CPU. So that I would say those are like close to minimum specs. I mean, this runs really decently, especially when I'm not streaming. But when I'm streaming, things do get a little wacky. But I would recommend having a dedicated GPU. An HP notebook, maybe. It would depend on how old it is. Most notebooks have an integrated GPU. But this is the game maker's releasing for free, so it's in closed alpha right now. Only some people have access to it, but it's planned for general release in August. So anybody's going to be able to download this and test it. You don't have to spend any money on any of this stuff just to see if it works for you. So yeah, you're going to be able to try out the game maker and playing games before you have to put any money down. So I wouldn't worry about buying and then realizing you can't do anything with it. So yeah, and our goal is eventually to get these games playable on mobile. So the game maker won't be on mobile necessarily, but at least playing the game will be mobile optimized maybe in another year or two. So laptops should be able to handle playing the games just fine. It's more the game making that takes up a lot of resources because there's a lot of things that'll be changing, and there's still a lot of optimizing that has to happen in the engine. Why is it so popular already? Because this isn't the first game this company has made. So this is made by Pixowl, who's now owned by Animate Brands. This is the third Sandbox game. There was the Sandbox and the Sandbox Evolution on iOS, and so there was already a big fan base for the Sandbox games. They've done a lot with education stuff in schools, so a lot of kids have seen the Sandbox stuff in school before to learn about making games. And for this game in particular, there's a lot of we have a lot of partnerships. So Square Enix has invested in our blockchain system. Aardman Animation, who made Chicken Run and Shaun the Sheep. What else? Wallace and Gromit. They've had some other movies and stuff. They're actually putting their IPs into the game, so we're helping develop a game in the game maker for Shaun the Sheep. Atari has invested. They want to put Pac-Man and or not Pac-Man. Pac-Man's a different company. That's Namco. Centipede, Pong, Roller Coaster Tycoon. There was another one in there, and it's not coming to my mind right now. They're going to be putting their games in there. So yeah, there's a lot of big partners involved in this, and so there's a lot of buzz around stuff. Yeah. Sandbox on iOS. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you rediscovered this, New Golden. And yes, Tyler, this is the older Sandbox games were all 2D. So this is the first 3D one. This might actually be, is this Pixow's first 3D game? I think most of Pixow's stuff has been 2D before. But a lot Pixow's also worked with Peanuts and Addams Family. So Pixel's been around for a while and has worked with big name intellectual properties for a long time now. So that they're pretty well known for iOS stuff. I lost track of what I was doing here. So he's looking for the plants. Let's see. We've got our search radius, gather per second. Let's increase that to max gather and see what happens. And we'll give it another run. So I'm hoping he at least goes after this one. So there might be an issue with us spawning, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for sharing the Pixel link. You can see the other stuff that Pixel has worked on in the past there. And Animate Brands, who owns Pixel now, they've also worked on stuff that I think Astro Boy is one of theirs, and maybe Garfield. Garfield? I'm not sure about Garfield, but I know Astro Boy has been one of theirs. Okay, good. So he did gather that one. And now he's going to walk off. Go that way. Go get your plants. Go get them. Stop pushing me around. Go get your plants, dude. Go. Go that way. Yes. Go get them. Gather the plants. Okay, so I think the spawned plants are not triggering his gather tag. And I'm not sure if I can fix that right now, but we will experiment a little bit. All right, so Tyler had another question. If you took a step back and focused on the big project, do you think it will be more popular than other PC games? If so, what do you think the peak of the game's life will be? Like better than Apex? For sure, more popular than Fortnite. So I'm not entirely sure what you mean about the big project. The entire Sandbox, it's a user-generated content platform. So we compare ourselves more to Minecraft and Roblox than anything else. So specifically Roblox, Minecraft has like all its mods and stuff, but Roblox has really become about users creating their own games, which is what we're trying to enable here. So there's our partners who we're helping develop games for, and there can be other game studios if they wanted to can develop games in the metaverse and using these tools and put their games with us. There's already a few game studios who have been looking to do that, and there's other people who are interested in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology stuff. There's Crypto Motors. They're not an official partner of ours, but they got a land grant from one of our big cryptocurrency investors, Whale Shark. So he's granting them a big plot of land so that way they can put in showrooms for their cars and make racing games and do stuff like that. So even though they're not an official partner with us, at least not yet, they are already looking to put content that uses NFTs that they've already made for other cars and put them into this universe. So there's all sorts of stuff that's going to be happening. Specifically the Atari stuff, they're going to bring their actual games into the metaverse, and there will be differences in the way they look and perform because they're going to be set up using these tools. So exactly how that all will work is yet to be seen. So we're not really hoping to be like to like replace Fortnite. It's more like we're creating a new platform that really enables creators. So the thing with Roblox is if you spend money on microtransactions in Roblox, you don't actually own anything. So if those games go away in Roblox, then you spent that money and like your purchase doesn't mean anything anymore. Whereas everything in the Sandbox is built on the blockchain. So as long as the Ethereum blockchain is running, you have record of your ownership, and we're working with partners on interoperability. So the things that you buy in one place are useful in other places, and you have like real ownership of assets. So, so like the example with Crypto Motors that I gave, they are making these cars. I can actually pull up the demo car. Let's see, where'd it go? Well, I can also pull up Doji right here. And where'd the car go? It should still be in my inventory. Oh, there it is. So they made this car. So this car is going to be playable or will be playable in crypto voxels or Decentraland, or maybe both. And then they want this to be playable here also. So you own it in one game and you're going to own it in multiple games that way. Somebody in theory could release a physical toy that you would own from that, which is the case with Dojira. People who have bought the physical model of this, which just started shipping out, I think last month. People have been receiving them in the mail. So they own this physical toy, and then they can also have this as a playable character in the game. They could use it as their avatar. They can make it a character in whatever game. But this character is only accessible to people who have bought this asset. In real life, they own a physical item that looks like this guy. So, as far as how long it'll last, Minecraft has been around for 10 years now, and it's still good. So, detection method is flawed. Yeah, so it's not picking up the plant tag. So I'm guessing that when the grass here spawns, it's not having the tag that he's looking for. So I need to figure out a way to get him to detect it. Up for beta testing. So this is an alpha right now. So we're not even in beta for the Game Maker yet. But like I said, general release is going to be coming out in August is the plan. So there will be an open alpha. It might be called beta at that point. I don't know if the name's going to change, but it'll be open access for everybody in August. You won't get like the mid releases. So like I have access to dev versions that have, the cutting edge features that are glitchy and stuff. So let's see. Can I add a tag? Oh, tags wanted. This is probably what I needed. So let's try that again. I thought that tag thing was in there, and sometimes I get like a little blind and I miss it. That's the broadcaster. We want to get rid of that one. Let's move that back and duplicate. And we'll just leave that end blank for now, so I don't have to cover it up. So yeah, hopefully it runs on your HP notebook. I don't know. I don't have one to test on if it'll work or not. The Game Maker usually runs pretty well. It's the fact that I've got two screens. I'm running the Game Maker, and sometimes I'm putting a whole ton of things going on at once. And then I'm recording, and I've got Chrome open to control certain things about the stream, and I've got the chat open, and I've got like too many things going on. So my computer kind of freaks out sometimes. Usually it's only broken the stream, I think 2 or 3 times, where like I had to restart my computer or something. I'm just catching up with the chat because you guys are very talkative today, which is good. I like having a talkative chat. So New Golden asks what I do for the Sandbox. So I started out in the Creator Fund almost 2 years ago now. Oh, I didn't mean to be Dojira, but that's fine. I'll be Dojira. So I started in the Creator Fund, which is a freelance program for artists to make voxel models. Is it going to work? Is he going to do it? He did it. It worked. Yes. So it was that tag that I was missing. I forgot to put in the tags wanted. So when it was spawning, it was not spawning the plants with the tag. And I think we've probably got duplicates there. I can punch the grass away. I think it spawned multiple plants in that spot. So yeah, so he gathered one and it was still there. So we have to slow down the spawn rate a little bit, so that way he can gather it faster than it's spawning. Well, thank you, Tyler. And yeah, those Medium articles give a lot of information, so check those out. There's a whole bunch of them. So I won't be able to detect the growing of the plant itself, so I won't be able to get a jump on it. Sorry, I'm going back through the chat and I'm trying to catch up here. So back to New Golden's question, what I do for the Sandbox. So I started as an artist. You can see some of my assets here. I'll pull up some of the ones that I made specifically. So some of these are really, really old, and they don't actually work in the Game Maker correctly. Because they were made before we had some certain specs ready. And then I've made ones more recently that work great. So let's see. So I'll show you some of the old ones real quickly here. So I started as an artist. So you can see this windmill's very broken because it was made before the Game Maker was made. Does not quite work right there. Eventually I'll get this one fixed, and maybe we can have it in game. It won't be quite as detailed because we changed the design specifications. There's that guy. There's the Yeti here, who is not animated yet or anything. Like I said, these are old ones from before the Game Maker, so there's been a lot of changes since I originally modeled these. So we got the Yeti and the Swamp Walker with their glowing eyes. The vending machine works pretty well. We got a cola machine and a snack machine. I did these for a hospital thing. I've got this giant space station, which is like not to scale, so it would go like way up in your skybox as like a decoration. I've got this cute little patio set here. This is actually the sand fountain NFT. It doesn't loop correctly here, but there's ways to fix that. So this is actually what we're giving away in the giveaway right now. So if you type in !fountain in the chat, if you're on twitch.tv/thesandboxgame, you could possibly win one of these. There's only 100 of them total. Now these ones are more recent. These were done after the design specs. Oh, the fountain was also. This was done with the current design specifications. So you can see that we really embraced the blocky style to optimize our polygon count, and we focus more on the texturing, and we do everything kind of square and less of like the randomized noise for it. So it's more like kind of like digital camo almost. So there's those. This was another really old one I did, a little piece of wall art. And some of the ones that you'll see in the template worlds that we've done are these big buildings. Where are they? Here we go. So I was tasked with setting up these buildings kind of from a template system. So these buildings are all made out of the same basic blocks. So I've got like a corner block and a door block and window blocks. And there are these big, huge buildings that we use in our city template. We've got our little power box there. So these were based on like really strict standards for poly count. So me being me and like making everything over detailed, every single one of these grooves was an actual hole. Every single window pane had like a little indent. So it was like a little crazy over detailed. So had to rein it back in and really simplify it to keep these under 5,000 polygons. 5,000 quad faces, which is 10,000 polygons. 10,000 tris. So even this building, which is got more detail for that curve in and stuff, they're all under the 10,000 tris count. And then these buildings use the same layout, but I changed which blocks are in the format. So we've got cement buildings and brick buildings. So that's the modeling kind of work that I did, and I went from being a modeler to I ended up kind of taking over managing the Creator Fund. So we needed a technical artist to review all the other work and give feedback and suggestions. So when people in our Creator Fund make stuff, I review it and I make sure that it meets the technical standards. So like Actually, like most of these people here, the explorer girl, paramedic woman, all those, I have to review those every week as people make those. These arcade games and stuff. It's a little bright. We can probably fix that. But things, so like one of our group leaders made this, and I made the suggestion that he animate these screens, which you can see when you first put it down. Oops. You can see it's animated there. The loop is broken in the game maker right now, but you'll see all that stuff. So I do that. I do the streams and making game design worlds and stuff like that. So I'm involved in all sorts of stuff with the Sandbox. So it's like, that's a really big, like, open-ended question. So I went from part-time freelance and now I'm full-time staff. I'm still freelance, but I'm a staff member, so I'm involved in lots of stuff. So let's see. Eltor asked, Crypto Motors is the best car NFT company, or I guess this wasn't a question. It will be in all the metaverse lands. Yeah, I've talked to some of the people from Crypto Motors a good bit, and they're really cool. They've got other cool projects like Pixel Chain, and they're doing an architecture NFT thing also. So they've got all sorts of stuff going on. It's really cool. Tyler asks if there's some things in the software that are confidential, like you can't show the public. Not so much in the software. So like what I've got on the screen now, I can show you everything that's in this. All the tools and everything that's going on. I've given some sneak peeks of the dev build. So we've got new features that are coming up that are not in this version, and I showed those off a week and a half ago, something like that. If you look back through the old streams, you'll be able to find where I was giving a sneak peek of the upcoming features. The reason we're not working in that now is because they're new features. They're buggy, things that aren't finished yet. Things that, like, you can turn on a feature, but then it doesn't actually do anything. And it's just because it's in production. It's a work in progress. So usually we work in the release build. You can tell up in the top here, it says release. And that's, it just means that this is like a very stable version and the features are kind of like set. So most things that you see on the screen are actually working for the most part. Yeah. That's not to say that there aren't bugs. We do encounter bugs because it's an alpha. That's just the way things work. But this is like a version that everybody has access to. Not everybody. Everybody who's in the alpha pre-release access has access to this version. So the things that I'm showing are things that they can try in their own release. So there's things that I know about that I can't talk or show yet, but it's nothing that we'd really encounter in here. Small Town City says the Ethereum blockchain is congested almost constantly these days with high gas prices for transferring NFTs. How do you intend to address this problem with the Sandbox? I am not a blockchain expert, so I do not have a suggestion on how to deal with that. I think so far people have been pretty happy with the way things are going. When the marketplace opens, and there's going to be a lot more NFT trading with that. I don't know what sort of adjustments are going to be made. Yeah, that's a little out of my wheelhouse. I'm an artist and a tester and designer, so I don't really I don't get too involved with the blockchain aspect, but that would be a good question to ask on our Discord. We do have a section for blockchain stuff in there. I don't know how much staff is involved in the blockchain section, but I'm sure that there's lots of crypto enthusiasts in that part of our Discord, so you can definitely chat with them about that. Somnium, Decentraland, Sandbox, Crypto Voxels, and a game they're making. I'm not sure what that was about, Eltor, sorry. Tyler Owens asks, can we make our own product like model to sell? Yes, that's the whole point. That is the whole point of all of this. So yeah, the VoxEdit tool and the marketplace is all about empowering people to produce their own artwork in their own games. So anybody can model in VoxEdit for free. They can publish to the marketplace once it's open, and like I said, that should be in August when all that opens up. So they should be able to publish to the marketplace, and that'll cost a gas fee. But then you can sell on the marketplace. So the minting fees are not that high, and it will allow you to sell a lot more and make back what you pay in the minting fee. So a lot of this is about making not just game assets, but you can make artwork that could go in a game, or if somebody wanted to set up their land as kind of like a Second Life, playhouse or something, they could decorate with whatever you make. You have 5 gold kaiju. Wow. That's an impressive collection. Minecraft Especial had a 7-year dead cycle. I haven't paid that much attention to Minecraft. I know they've been doing a lot of stuff lately. They've had the Minecraft Worlds or whatever it's called, the Minecraft Earth, I think, is the augmented reality app, and there's the dungeon crawler game, and there's a lot of new Minecraft stuff coming out. So I mean, I haven't really seen Minecraft ever go away since I started playing it way back in when it was still in alpha. So you won't be able to get a jump on it. Well, I mean, you can still get a jump on it. Things are still in pre-release, so there's still time. This doesn't have like full adoption yet. Hi, Chosen Champ, welcome back. New Golden asks, are you legally able to keep Minecraft mobs in the asset list? I'm currently making a Wither, and I'm planning to make more Minecraft mobs. So that's a good question. We can't take IPs from other companies. So you, as an individual person, you can make fan art, and you can you could upload it to the marketplace and not publish it, and you could play with it in the game maker. So this is something that we've done a lot on the stream. Not a lot, but a little bit. The assets that I've made are not published yet, or not, a lot of them aren't published yet. So even though you can see them in my library here, they're not available on the marketplace for other people to get right now. So like that test car for Decentraland, I uploaded that, but you can't go onto our marketplace and add it to your inventory right now. The same thing with like Wizzy the Wizard here. We made this on stream in VoxEdit. Everybody was watching, and we uploaded it to the marketplace, but we didn't submit it for approval for production to be minted on the blockchain. He's just in my inventory, so I can put him in the game maker. So you can do that. You could make your own game with Minecraft stuff, and you could play it, but you wouldn't legally be able to publish it because that would be making it available for people to buy. And yeah, we can't, Pixel as a company, we can't just like grab other people's IP and publish them like that without breaking copyright laws. So some examples of IP that you will find on the marketplace is, so like Dojira belongs to Crypto Kaiju, but they partnered with us to put Dojira in the game maker. Atari will have assets from Roller Coaster Tycoon. We'll have stuff from Pong and Centipede and stuff. So those are their IP. They partnered with us. They are going to have us, and they might work on it themselves too, to make their intellectual property part of the sandbox. So if you own the rights to something, you are totally able to publish it on our platform, but you can't take somebody else's IP. So like the Withers, you won't be able to publish that and mint it on the blockchain because that intellectual property belongs to somebody else. But you could put it on the marketplace and just skip the send for approval part. It'll be in your inventory. You can play with it locally, just like if you had Game Maker Studio and you made some Super Mario Brothers sprites and you wanted to play that on your computer. That's totally fine for personal use, but you wouldn't be able to go and sell that game or publish it on, I don't if Game Maker Studio has a store now or not. I'm not sure for games, but you wouldn't be able to publish that there without getting a cease and desist letter from Nintendo. Hi, Snakebox. Welcome back. Hi, Adam. Welcome. How can I use the lava box to hurt the avatar when you pass through it? Good question, Jason. So that's really easy. So let's go ahead and... well, we won't do it with lava. We'll do it with water because we've already got water. And... you can make any block hurt a character. Let's grab, let's see. We'll grab a green block just because it's easy to see. And we're going to make a step here. And we'll put some blocks here. So if we click on our avatar, which we're going to... Do we have an avatar? Oh, nope. This one will be our avatar. So in your avatar, and you can actually do this with any character, with any asset. So you have to have a health component. And so it can be on an NPC, it could be on grass, it could be on your avatar. You have to have health, and you edit the logic. Scroll all the way down, and you get damaging blocks here. You click add, and you can add the names for them. So we want water to damage, and we also want the green block to damage. So we'll type in green. And so in the case of like lava, it goes based off the name. So you can have multiple blocks with similar names that will work. So like we don't just have liquid lava, we also have solidified lava. And if you just put lava in there, both will damage you. And we're going to set the block damage really low so it doesn't kill us instantly. Right now, and this might change in the future, right now, any blocks that damage you the same amount when you touch them. And you click play. And now if we jump into the water, you'll see that starts damaging. And I put that tick really low just so it wouldn't kill us right away. And the green blocks will also damage if we just touch the side of them. So that hit us and kind of bounced us back. And I'm just standing next to it. I'm not pushing against it. But if I run against it again, it'll damage again. If I keep on running against it, it'll keep damaging. And if you stand on it, it'll keep damaging. But just standing next to it, it'll damage you the first time. And then it's like you're not touching it anymore if you take your hands off the keys. But if I keep moving around, it'll keep damaging me. And then you've got your liquids, which will do the damage. So you could set that damage to be faster. You can set up as many blocks as you want to damage, and I could say, hey, make the dirt damage, and then every time the farmer walks over the dirt, he would get some damage. You could, there's all sorts of possibilities with that. Damon asks, is it possible for characters to collect guns or other weapons? So yes and no. Not in this version. There's no item collection yet. What we can do is we can make an item pickable. So I can say have a pickable component. And that's it. So now I can interact with it, and that will actually make me grab it, and I can carry it around. And then I can interact again, and it'll put it down. So that's not really what you're asking for. I do realize that. But that's kind of the start to this. So if you were watching, I don't remember if it was a week ago or a week and some change, we did a stream where I did a sneak peek of the upcoming version, which is 0.2, Alpha 0.2. So the new feature in that, there's a couple new features. One is new attack combos. So right now we just have the single punch like that. So there's actually a 4 attack combo that Dojira actually has those animations. It's like they're sword swings, so it's kind of like Legend of Zelda where you like swing, 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 and then do a spinning swing with a sword. So there's those attack combos, and you will eventually be able to pick up a sword. I don't think the last time I tried the pre-release for 0.2, there wasn't a sword that you could pick up yet. That might be in there now. I haven't tested. There's like new versions every day almost. So I haven't had a chance to try out the latest ones. So that might be in there. There will also be collectibles. So if you had, say, a whole bunch of coins, floating like this, like Mario kind of, you will have objectives, and you can see it count up the objectives. So you could say, gather 5 coins, and it'll count them off as you run into them or interact with them, whatever trigger you set up to collect the coins, and you will get those as part of your game objective. And you can say you'll win the game if you collect 5 coins and have all sorts of obstacles to get to the coins or whatever. You could even have a boss fight, and you destroy the boss, and it spawns a coin when you defeat the boss, and you collect the coin that way. So as far as weapons, it is planned that there will be like guns and bows and arrows and stuff like that, specifically because we do want to enable the creation of games that are like battle royales or first-person shooters. So those mechanics will be in there. They're just not in there yet. So the ultimate goal is that you'll be able to create any kind of game with this. So you could create a platformer, an RPG, an action adventure, first-person shooter, strategy game, exploring and collecting things, racing, all sorts of stuff. So those are all possibilities that some of them, the mechanics aren't developed yet, or they've started developing them and they're just not available yet. And Chosen Champ asks, will the gem settings affect gameplay in certain games? Yes, so they already affect things here. So if we look at the attributes here, you see that he's got 25 power, 25 defense. So that defense actually affects his max health here. So you can see his max health is 90, whereas for the little, well, she's got the same. Let's put a health component on this cup, and whoop, I skipped it. There it is. So the max health, if it doesn't have a health gem, or a defense gem, I should say, the max health is 20, but he's got a defense gem, so his max health is 90. Now, I don't know how strict that's going to be. So in the developer build for 0.2, you can actually, there's a checkbox where you can say that the game will respect the gem attributes or not. So that kind of unlocks whether you're limited by those gem powers or not. So I have a feeling like that might not be in the final release. I feel like it's going to respect the gem values, but I'm not sure. We want developers to be able to do interesting things, no matter what the gem values of their things are. So, but we also want there to be a real value with the gems and stuff. So that might just be for the developer side of things. That will, so the pre-release, so like not what everybody's going to have access to, being able to unlock the gem values to do any setting that you want, that might be more for testing purposes. So we'll see how that develops. I'm not sure how that's going to play out in the future. The other thing is that you can mint additional gems and catalysts onto your assets that you own. So let's say you buy or let's say, so we've got the sand fountain. Somebody buys the sand fountain, and it's got the 24 defense, 28 magic, and 48 luck. You can go and remint this. Once you own it, you can remint it with a higher level catalyst. So you could make this a legendary sand coin fountain. So in the, I don't think the library says what the level is. Well, I know, okay, there it is. It says rare. So you got common, you've got rare. So you can remint this to be epic or legendary, and you will have the ability to add more gems to it because of that minting. So that will allow you to increase the value of what you've bought. It's just that, so it's going to be expensive to do that in a way. So when you go to mint, let's say you created something and you wanted to mint it, it's when you use that catalyst and the gems, you only need the one gem to mint all of them. So you mint 100 epic level fountains using 1 or 2 gems, and it's going to apply to all of those. If you bought this fountain, or you won one of these fountains or whatever, and you want to go and upgrade that, it's going to cost 1 gem to add it to just that one asset, when you could add it to 100 assets. So you'll get more mileage out of applying gems to the initial minting of an object. But if you really wanted to increase the value of your fountain, then it might be worth it to use that gem for just that one single fountain to upgrade in quality. And that's all stored on the blockchain. So then you go to resell that fountain, and you've increased the value by adding that gem. You're going to be able to sell it for more than a standard fountain would sell for. So that's the cool thing about the blockchain, is each one of these fountains has a unique identifiable code. They're NFTs. They're non-fungible. They're unique. Even though they're duplicates of the same object, they're unique. So everybody can define, I made it, the Sandbox minted it, this person initially bought it, they traded it to this person. There's that record of the whole process. And then any changes people make to the asset along the way carry on to the next buyer. So that just it creates a real value around the things, which is cool. So we had a lot of really good questions today. We're running out of time, and we just barely made the farm. So we at least established it's working. Hi, TTV. Welcome. How can you make your own map? So you do have to have access to the game maker. I believe there's a link set up in the chat, but if you go to sandbox.game, you do have to have a Sandbox account set up. And right now, in order to get early access to the game maker, you do need to own land parcel, at least one, and you can apply to be in the alpha once you own that. So you can purchase land right now. There are people selling it on OpenSea. They're reselling land that they bought or trading. And you can, there's going to be another pre-sale on August 4th. If you check out the Sandbox website, there will be links to registering for the pre-sale. And there's going to be several more smaller parts of that pre-sale over the next few months that haven't been announced yet. So there's still lots of ways to get land. So I don't think we have enough time to tweak the settings on this and fine-tune the timing, but at least we know that it works. We got the plants to spawn, and the farmer will gather them. We could set up deer to go and munch on some of them also. We could have multiple farmers going and gathering, and we could have wolves come and hunt the farmers. So there's more that we can do on this. We will go ahead and save this and continue working on it. next Wednesday. And let's go ahead and announce the winner for the giveaway. So we're going to stop that. And Jason16 is the winner of Sand Fountain, the one that I showed up on the screen earlier, this guy right here. So right now the looping doesn't work in the Game Maker. That should get fixed later once everybody has access to that. So congratulations, Jason. I will whisper to you through Twitch in just a few minutes here. So keep an eye out for that. If you don't see me on Twitch, you can contact me through our Discord. My name's just Alex on the Sandbox server, so I should be pretty easy to find. And yeah, so just a quick recap of news. Like I just said, we've got the next land presales on August 4th. There's going to be multiple smaller parts of that presale that have not been announced yet that will be coming up over the next few months. Check out the forum. There's a contest going on for the brand new giant human, 4-meter tall human template in VoxEdit. So make a original design with that and post a GIF of it to the forum contest, and you'll be eligible to win a land parcel if you're in the top 3 of the voted winners. And I think that was it. So thank you everybody for watching. On Saturday, we're going to go back to our medieval village and continue building that out and making quests for our wizard. And next Wednesday, we'll go back to our farm and work on the timing of our ecosystem to let things kind of spawn and grow naturally and have kind of a flow to that where everything keeps going. All right, so thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and